What if I told you the very strategy that saved your life is now the biggest threat to your sobriety? Not because it doesn't work, but because it was never meant to work long term. See, willpower is a quick and dirty fuel. It works, but only for a little while. It's meant to get you through short sprints, not marathons. Your brain can only use it for so long before it depletes itself. And I mean that quite literally. See, your willpower comes from the prefrontal cortex, which regulates impulse control, but it's powered by dopamine. And guess what your body isn't producing a lot of after you quit using drugs? Your brain is quite literally running on E. It's on its fuel reserves when you first get sober. And the only reason it's even working at all is because you are in a state of survival. And I'm not being overdramatic about that. Your brain is borrowing against itself in the short term to give you enough fuel to last you until it believes you are no longer in immediate danger. This is what people in the recovery community are talking about when they use the term white knuckling. And I think white knuckling often gets a bad rap in the recovery community, but if we're being honest, most people begin their recovery by white knuckling it, especially for those who got sober without going to rehab. And I think people just go a little bit too far when they demonize the word willpower because we've all had those moments. I just think we need to be honest in saying that willpower shouldn't be your one and only method for navigating recovery. As a matter of fact, it should probably be your last resort. And you might say, I don't see anything wrong with willpower. I mean, it's been working for me so far. And listen, I hate to play this card, but I'm gonna. I am 8 years sober. I work as a licensed chemical dependency counselor in the state of Texas. I've been there myself, and I have worked with hundreds of people to help get them sober. And to this day, I have not even seen one person who claimed they were running off of pure willpower make it into long-term recovery. Not without switching things up. Not even one. And the reason is because willpower relies on a part of your brain that just cannot stay in the driver's seat long-term. As soon as the immediate threat leaves, whatever caused you to get sober to begin with, whether it's the risk of getting your probation revoked, or losing your family, or medical, whatever. As soon as that immediate danger is gone, and your brain begins to recognize that you're safe again, you're going to loosen your grip. And that willpower you've been running on, it's going to drop out from underneath you. And you will be left with whatever foundation you laid out for yourself throughout that time. So if you reject everyone's advice, and you say, it's not that big a deal if you continue hanging out every day with people who use drugs, and that it's okay to hang out at the bar still, and that you're still going to hold on to all the memorabilia you have from back when you lived a different lifestyle. If all of that is still on the table for you, by the time the danger is gone, by the time you're out of rock bottom, that's when you start buying back into your own BS. Because it's all about willpower, right? And if it's all about willpower, then all you need to do is just take a little bit more of that willpower you got so much of, and you can return to moderation. I mean, it's genius. But if you're done with that lifestyle, and I mean done, if you are sick and tired of being sick and tired, and you want out, then you got to be able to recognize that the willpower you were running on in the beginning, it was only ever meant to last you long enough to be able to get to a point where you've built a life for yourself where you don't have to be on guard all the time. The type of life where relapse isn't even an option because no one is around who even does drugs. And you deleted all the numbers out of your phone. And you've got people who would slap the piss out of you if you even tried. See, in the Navy SEALs, they say you don't rise to the occasion, you fall to the level of your training. Well, in recovery, you don't overcome addiction through sheer strength and willpower. You overcome addiction by falling back on your support systems, your coping skills, and everything you have built up for yourself in this new life. So the ball's in your court now. I pray you make the right move.